Wait 1 second, Julie, for it to do
I'm gonna say to you that, no, I'm.
Yeah.
Well, we can.
Kayla? Yeah, can you check it again, please? Sure.
Correct.
You were good. Yeah.
I think we'll skip that.
Some of the things. You guys ready?
Okay, call to order. Finance Committee special meeting. Monday, October 30th. Committee of the whole, so this is committee of the whole.
Yeah, personnel of the whole.
Can everybody speak up because I can't hear? I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Finance Committee meeting. Gonna go through the budget. So I guess take the roll
Ken Newman,
Here.
Joe Tillman,
here.
Kim Olson,
Here,
Mike Schmidt.
Here. Item 2 is pledge of allegiance. Move get past that since we've already done that. Citizens' comments. There are no citizens. Item 4, discuss approved 2024 budget items. One parks.
I put that, can I put on there, discuss and recommend to council 2024? All right.
Discuss, recommend.
okay, very top of the page. We've got in the 2023 total, $311,000. I do not know where that derived from, excuse me.
What?
On the first page. Last, the 2023 total, 311,000. I don't know where that number came from. Very top.
You're talking, she is talking, page number 1, 2023 total,
311,000.
top right, yeah, $311,000. Tax income.
I have no idea where that number is coming from, so.
We're gonna go into each item though, in
Okay,
the parks first.
okay,
And then Tony, our comptroller is not available right now at this time. So if we have questions, I don't know who we're gonna ask. But we'll continue on. And then each department head, if I could, if we do parks, John, why don't you come up here so actually people can hear you on the broadcast. So when we have questions, that's the hardest part. You can sit right here and talk to us. You don't have to get on the mic or anything.
Yep.
But yeah, appreciate that. Cause I think it here.
that might don't work.
Yeah, no, but that's why I asked you to sit here. So then people can hear at home. Thank you. Yeah. All right.
What, I know last time we talked about that. The office supplies thing, and I guess
Yeah, here you go.
we talked about the office supplies piece at the last meeting. I did ask for a breakdown of that, or what the treasurer was provided in terms of itemization, and I didn't get anything on that, so I'm wondering if you have some information on this
Yep.
I know we discussed that it was probably not office supplies and that it was,
Did you guys get the, when, Sikich sent us a, kind of the 2020, I think it's all the way back to 2021, 2022, 2023, and then we were supposed to break it down into Excel and then put in our, any changes that we had?
No.
we didn't get that.
Yeah,
That's kind of what we're looking for, I think.
Okay, because that's where we broke it down, where it's labeled on office supplies. I think every department got that, and then before it all started, we were supposed to put down anything that, and then we were supposed to put down in there the 2024 budget that we proposed, increases, decreases, anything like that. And then on the opposite side, each line item has label, and then that's where the office supplies came, where the mix-up came.
Sure.
Because our labeling on our budget had some that were just supplies for buildings, supplies for vehicles, and then that's where everything got put into, anything that said supplies got put in instead of office supplies, I don't know why office got put onto it.
Right, and I wasn't necessarily questioning whether or not the numbers were legitimate.
No, I was looking at the same time, because
Well, we
office
don't
supplies
have-
is,
We didn't get any of that, so. You know.
Yeah.
It's hard to just say.
look at it and see, yeah,
without
absolutely.
knowing what we're
Absolutely, yeah.
looking at. So I don't know if we're able to get copies of that.
Yeah, I don't,
We need a lot more documentation and.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that this is,
Yeah.
if this is itemized.
Wait. Can you step up? So we can hear? Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we got that too, the same, we didn't get the breakdown sheet, but
Yeah.
that'd be very helpful.
No,
We gotta just,
that would explain everything on there, make it
Yeah.
really easy.
we just got a quick rundown.
The reason you're not getting that is because what you have received and what we have done in the last 4 years is you've received the mayor's budget. We all meet with the mayor and typically the finance chair. And then we go through our budgets and then he goes through the budget and then he puts together what he deems is acceptable from us. After we've negotiated, we've talked to him, this is our needs, this is what we have to have. So what you have in front of you is the mayor's budget. This is what he thinks is a good budget. And so, but our numbers, when we're going through, when I'm looking at his numbers, they seem to coincide with what I put and same for
Same
you.
thing, yeah.
So it seems to be that the numbers you're being presented is what the mayor put together for his budget. They look a little different because they changed their categories. They
Yeah, but
put
he just
supplies
labeled
all
them.
together, call them office supplies, which was not a great decision, but when we do the math, it does calculate properly for us.
And I'm not questioning the math, I'm
Sure.
just saying that, like, for us to go through and say like, you've got 170,000 in office supplies, and no, we have no idea. what
No,
it
that
is.
was a great question. No.
So like, this is probably what I've been trying to get my hands on, and I have not. I've asked 2 times, for some.
I know what you're saying, because then you'd be able to compare last year, the year before with what,
Right,
the new
and,
budget
well,
is.
just know what it is. I mean, cause I went through and like some of the numbers look totally out of whack. And that might be the breakdown, a difference in the way they're broken down.
Yeah.
Because I've got stuff that looks totally off and it makes no sense.
Because the weird part that, like, when we first got this here is that, you're seeing, so we have, honestly, 10 different breakdowns is all that it is, but our budgets have it in, oh my gosh. And
30
they're,
different.
yeah, 30, 40, 50 different, and it's broken down into real small, and then here, they're just all added together, different sections are added together, but you can have a breakdown, like, like you said, for the, office supplies, for that, which showed in parts 39,000, like I said, that is actually supplies, gas, oil, so it's our gas and oil, our tools, our tree program that the city runs, paint supplies, equipment supplies, I mean, that's where, on my budget, that's
Sure.
where that came from.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
So it's a lot of little amounts that come up to 39,000 in ours, but you guys see office supplies and it's totally different than what we're looking
yeah.
at.
And how can I justify as an older person and citizens are asking me like 100, what was it? It was crazy. It was, for the tag center. It was $126,000 for office supplies. I get the office
You get
supplies
the
now,
pencils.
but yeah, so they're like, Ken, really? Are you okay? So that's, it looks like, obviously lack of communication and lack of information to the people that would decide to make decisions.
Yeah.
And not
I can tell you.
Not, you know, pointing fingers at you guys, at the department heads, because you didn't give us the numbers or
I mean,
you
you
deserve
can-
better, but yeah.
You know, yeah, when we sat down, we did it with, you know, if we wanted some increases and then some decreases and some take, you know, stuff like that. And then like Christine said, you know, it's a,
How many items are in that 39,000?
Um, there is, I can count that for you.
Anything that said the word
Supply,
supply.
so for us, it's, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 in that.
9 separate
39,000.
Nine
categories.
separate categories that come up to 39,000. And I said, like I had said, that goes from anything from tools, lumber, gas, all the gas, oil that we run, for the whole year, from everything to painting supplies, building supplies, equipment supplies. You know, that's all in that one lump sum there,
Yeah.
but you guys, you don't see the breakdown, you just see one number.
Right, well, that's why I asked for the breakdown, so that we can justify the numbers that we're seeing.
And you can
Otherwise,
see, where it's different from last year, the year before, if we're asking for more, asking for less, and you don't.
Sure, and just from a transparency standpoint, right, like, I mean.
Yep.
We all pay taxes here too, so like, we wanna know where the money's going, and I'm not saying that the money that is being asked for is justified, it's just.
You wanna
We should
know,
know where it's going, right, that's what we're here for.
So what, my question would be, what was last year and what are we asking for this year?
so my ad on this year, was $5,000 for part-time help, that's when we're summer helper. And I wanted to add on, the gas. Gas, which was 61.80, I wanted to increase it 28.20. Cause I haven't met gas prices last couple of years, but that's the whole year for us. That's all I added for in the parks budget was that, and then when we were sitting talking, then we decreased a couple of my other accounts. Down 1,500 on one, 2,000 on another, so by the time it's all said and done, I think, parks. Non-wages or anything like that was up like $5,000.
Okay, but now you asked for a certain amount in each item. Did the mayor deny you any of
No,
those?
no, I didn't ask for anything else other than 5,000 for part-time help. For, like I said, another summer help, that's what it comes up to for me for another summer helper, and then, gas. The other line, I guess I didn't go through any of my line items, and I did go through, but I didn't ask for anything more in any of those line items. I just asked gas and then one more summer helper, but then when I said, we sat down individually, went through the budget. You know, we had where I was at right now, this part of the year, and there was a few that we took a little bit out of and just, you know, lowered that. So I said, by the time it was all said and done, I think we were at 4,500 to 5,000 more in that whole budget compared to what it was last year. So pretty much ended up being the extra summer helper I was looking for, is what pretty much came for the whole parks budget. I said non-salary or, you know, benefits or anything like that, as far as what I have control of. And then we also talked about trying to get the, cause I have income in the parks also. And we're gonna work on getting that income up.
Yeah, that's weird, so the part-time help fund fell under the supply budget,
What was that?
the part-time help fund fell under the office supplies? I
No,
guess?
I asked for that,
That's just under your payroll.
that actually falls underneath wages, temporary regular in my line items. So on the, I'll go to you, I'm looking at mine, I'm looking
Yeah,
at mine,
Sure.
I'm
I
looking
can
at
see
mine,
your
so I'll go
payroll
back
budget
onto the
there.
other one there, so. That would have fallen, I would think because payroll, it shows payroll on here, so I would think that payroll, the 102, 120, 50 would be everything, would be all the summer help that I have.
Right,
Um,
yeah, I mean, it's a small increase.
Yeah.
I compared it to last year.
yeah. 99 or two, so it wasn't even, yeah, like I said, you know, we took out some of the other stuff. So. Or we lowered some of the other, you know, line items that I had, because of where we're sitting this year and had some extra. And on ours, you know, on ours, it shows here that, you know, we could go all the way back to 2021, 2022, 2023, so we really had a, you know, a where things were at.
Right.
Any questions at all? I don't.
No, I mean, I don't have any questions. I would love to get, if we could get copies of this stuff from everyone so that we have a chance to peek at it. I mean, again, and then necessarily taking the position that there's anything wrong with
No,
it.
but
I just
if
would be
you
nice to
guys
be able
could
to
see
see
that, I mean,
what you
it would
guys
be-
have, yeah.
It would be
So I think
really,
that's-
really easy to see where everything came from.
Right. So if we can get, maybe we can, request copies of that stuff as well.
I thought you did.
Okay, yeah, but, I mean, maybe,
Tony or whoever.
I mean, I guess I mean,
Yeah, Christine was not in that meeting with us. It was,
I'll clarify that, I guess, that email question tomorrow, but I don't have anything real big issues here. What about the,
Just what's with the mule? Tell me the mule story.
so all it is that well, starting when gas prices are getting really expensive, that was probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we started in the summer, nice time, instead of running a V8 truck, we started running gators and mules. So I mean, go through 3 gallons of gas a week instead of what a pickup truck is, so we have one, and that, the mule, we're gonna try to add another one onto it. And the amount of gas that we save, and the amount that we save running these things in the nice season is, and our mule now that we have is starting to show age. So.
And open air park equipment, 25K.
So what that is,
Yeah, that's from
that's that
grants.
open space parks plan. So, what an open space parks plan is it's supposed to be done every 5 years. So it was actually brought up in our park board by Mike Hertz was on our park board. Mike Hertz was the parks director before I was here for a long time. And he's the one that brought it up. I never even had heard of it. So what it is that it's a plan that the city's supposed to have done every 5 years. And they go through your parks, your open spaces and that, and they tell your needs, where you're strong, if neighborhoods that are changing, becoming a little older, younger, and there may be some more needs of stuff around there. But the best part of this whole plan is, well, it hasn't been done since 2005. And once we have it done by professional, after that, I think we can keep it up ourselves every 5 years. We can update it every 5 years and keep it going. But the best part of it is that any grants you want to put in for state or federal for parks, the first question they ask you, do you have a working open space parks plan done? Orcon just did one. The company that we got the price from, I guess there's not many companies that do it anymore. I actually have an insider, Vanda. But Mike is one that got the ball rolling, and then I continued talking to the company there, and they're the ones that said to do a brand new one, it cost about $25,000. To, I guess, have an open, to have this plan at the city going here. The only other thing we gotta have though, so the other thing on top of that is, that's fine for the city to spend $25,000, have this plan out there. But every grant that we've ever looked at for parks is usually a 50-50 match, 60-40 match. So if we're just gonna do this $25,000 open space plan and then not, want to work together with some of these projects, and free up some more money for some updating of some of our equipment or different areas out there, it doesn't pay to do the plan. Just to have that plan, then like say, if you want to do a $25,000.
Not utilized.
Yeah, and not utilize it, that, and so that's one of the big questions, then it'd be,
does it have to be updated every 5 years to qualify for grants?
Yeah.
Or is it a compliance issue?
you don't have, we haven't had one since 2005, but talking to Mike, with it, that was the reason why it wasn't updated, is because there wasn't money citywide to do it. It just didn't pay to do it if the city wasn't gonna, everything now is so ridiculously priced to do. So if you want to do a new playground, it could be a cheap one, $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, while the city is gonna have to have 50% down to have these grants. And to get these grants, for these grants to even come forward, you have to have a working budget for it, saying that whatever we give you, if it's a $75,000 project, we're saying we're gonna give you 15,000 for it, we have to say that the city is gonna run this program, or it's gonna run this project.
It kind of fell to wayside
Yeah.
through the years, so.
But then Mike also brought up, because he was here a
Yeah.
long time, I've been in this position 5 years, and he said, like, Tyler Park, you go out there, that was built through grants. Ziegler Park was built through grants. So years ago, there was, and it sounds like there's still grants, but there's a lot of people reaching for them because it's money, everything has gotten so expensive.
Well, you're not proposing a new park, are you?
Not at all, nope.
No updating.
Updating it, just, updating the stuff that we have, playgrounds, needs. There's a lot of money out there for the ADA, American Disabilities Act, for updating some stuff, but there again, if you do private grants. You don't need this, but if you're doing state, federal, anything like that, you have to have.
Just a little tidbit, the bleachers up at the Fireman's Park are falling apart and we're trying to head that way to get them back safe and
The
structurally safe.
grandstand up there,
Yeah.
the grandstand behind there, so. It's a lot to, if the city would go through with it. It would probably take the, Vanderwall's the name of the company there, that the engineering company that actually does it. It'd probably take them till middle to the end of next year to actually have the full working plan done. And that would probably put us out to 2025 before we would, start using it or utilizing it. And then we've got to have some help. I'm not gonna sugarcoat, I'm not good on a computer. Thank God my wife's an accountant, otherwise I wouldn't even able to even do it with this and put it in Excel and all that stuff, so thank God for her.
Thank her.
Yes.
From us too.
So, but it just wanted to bring it up, like I said, after we do the original first one, and if it's something you guys wanna, wait for another year, look into it more, see where we're at with finances after this year. If you wanna do it right now, and then it'll be a year out. But then the part is getting some help. I know Courtney, I don't wanna put any more on her plate, but Courtney's really good doing, grants, look what she's done ready for that, so. But anyways, that's why it was brought up and talked about, and Kim was at some of our, the parks meetings when we were talking about this.
Is this something that we can, move to council for approval,
We recommend.
And if you guys wanna wait, I can,
You're talking about that separate, we're just talking about the whole
okay,
page.
and the budget stuff, that's not part of the budget, that's capital improvement, so I think the last thing you guys are talking about for capital improvement, which I believe that's probably different than the actual budget.
Yeah, you're asking for $37,500,
For
that's
those
for
two
the
items.
mule and the.
Yeah.
Part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fully explained, thank you, I
Okay.
appreciate all your time.
Any other questions? And if any of you guys want, if you're not sure about that, I can send you a copy from the Vanderwall of other communities that they have done. I've got copies of it. If you guys want to look at it, if not a big deal, reach out to me or whatever.
I have it already.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because you would have,
If Joey, you probably would like to. look
Yeah,
at
if you would, yeah, I could send, if you got a, by email and you wanna send me a
Yep.
copy, there's a good, sure,
okay,
I'll take a look at it.
just have a peek and see what it's kind of about.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of hoops to jump through when you're looking at grant money.
Yeah. Great if it works and you end up getting some free money. I mean, it'd be great.
Yeah, but if it goes, you more to get the money.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Well, if we haven't yet, that's something we can actually you can start looking into, seeing what's out there and available. And maybe some of it isn't worth the time, some maybe it would be. But
okay, any other questions?
I don't know, John, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming
For
out,
everything you do.
thank you very much.
and you're more than welcome to hang out and listen to the rest of the folks if you'd like, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think he wants to go over and dinner.
Yeah. So thank you, John.
Right, item number 2, tag.
So are we gonna,
I think I did make a motion already.
Motion, do we?
no, I
Did.
okay, I just wanted to,
This part,
What?
this part.
I would like, before we make any recommendations, I would like to get copies of these reports that we're asking.
Sure.
I mean, I'm satisfied for the most part with this, but I'd still like to see that.
right. Sounds good. Who's up next? Patty.
Tag and rec, they're all on one sheet there.
Which
So
one?
2 and 3, I think they're on the agenda.
It's on, up to the
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. There was always like a
Oh, there it
rack
is.
and then tag and rack and.
I was wondering where you were.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
we made that change
lucky I can see that.
split up. Parks and Rec, that was always a
Tags and rec.
department, and then they put rec with tag. It was a while ago.
I have the years back.
I don't have that.
I tell you why it happened.
I do have it.
It was
and
hard
so it's together.
getting separate committees.
Yeah.
Well, it says it's
And
tag.
people to
Okay, so it's
be.
easy.
Right.
So
Streamlined.
I had no
Okay.
idea what it was.
No, that's.
Yeah, that's fine.
Street, it's the streamlined budget.
Didn't have a name on it.
No, that's fine.
Fabulous.
So tag and rec are all together.
We're on the same page, yep.
Okay,
Fund 64 is tag, fund 85 is rec.
gotcha. Okay.
That's new to me too. Thank you.
Well, that's where the 137,000.
Yeah. That's your office supplies, yeah.
Office supply,
That was scary.
yeah.
So Michaela, do you have,
Yes.
go ahead,
No, go ahead, what were we gonna ask?
I'll wait to get back so everyone can hear. So what was last year to this year? What were we asking for?
Pretty much the same. In the meeting with Tony, Mayor and Erica, I would just suggest numbers and we kind of just came to a conclusion to,
Now Erica's who?
she's from Sickage. Yeah. Honestly, the only things that have changed, looking at my kind of budget worksheet that John was just kind of explaining. And it's not a lot. Like, I think it's under aquatics, maintenance, equipment. So that's chlorine, those prices always go up. We are asking for. Well, sorry. We're asking for $500 more on that. Asking. We're actually. Like, I don't know if you guys remember last year, who was here last year for the YMCA stuff.
Yeah,
For aquatics contracting services, we budgeted $75,000 just to pay that administrative fee.
Yeah.
And our lifeguards' wages, that is completely out of the budget, obviously, because we're back in-house. So we went down to 11,000. Back down to that. We really didn't change anything like drastically that would need much.
All that stuff, I'm assuming is lumped under the office supplies.
Yes, so that's like all of the supplies. I can name a few. Supplies operating for fitness, we have a yearly contract with, I believe it's fitness planner, can't remember, Scott kind of.
So this is all under the 137,300.
Those items, so building maintenance, utilities, gas, operating equipment, electric, grounds, those are under all of like the supplies, I guess I would say. Gas, oil, even chlorine follows, or goes underneath it, it's, I know.
Well, it's expensive, and it really went up from last year.
So just my question again, 2023, was that year end or projected or adopted budget? What was it? What was the final number for operating expenses for the tag?
I guess in what realm? Like through all of it? Aquatics, fitness,
Does anyone have the 2023 budget?
I do it right here.
Um,
You want to share it with me?
I just want to see what the operating expenses were from this year's proposed, the 752 for this.
it was close.
That's all I want.
It went up 2.4%.
2.4. Okay. I pressed your numbers.
Right now. $734,179.
734.
$734,179.
Okay.
The 23.
So it's actually, and then 02. 791, so it's down. It was $791,000. And the operating expense this year projected 2024 is 752. So it's down.
And that's even, for the tag, it's actually 727. Cause that fund 85 is.
Yeah.
So we do.
Correct.
Yes. So that's not even with the tag center, I guess.
Sure, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so it's even, I mean, less.
I mean, more questions, we're obviously gonna see the
I
numbers.
don't either, yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be the only thing that I'm
I don't wanna keep you any longer.
Yeah, no,
I
I think that's
appreciate you.
adequate.
Okay.
Is that good? Do you,
More
you got anything?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, Michaela, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You can hang out if you want.
No,
Okay.
Um,
Have a great night.
thanks. you too.
Here.
Utilities,
Are they even here?
not here.
No.
DPW. Not here.
Not here.
Mayville PD. So no utilities, no DPW,
Right.
but the police fire, and in a, on a side note. I don't know how we can continue the meeting on, I know for a fact that I will be gone tomorrow, so I will not be attending the meeting. What's that?
There's a meeting tomorrow?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Monday
Every
through
day
Thursday.
today. Tomorrow, the first and the second, hammer out the budget.
And if we get it done sooner, then we can. Then do this earlier. But yeah, Monday through Thursday.
You want to sit so they can hear you?
Oh, I too, but I don't think.
Okay, all right,
Well,
okay. Move a little closer. Okay. At least, well, I want people to hear you. Cause I don't, yeah, I don't want to, I don't want anyone to lose out.
If you sit right there and project.
What?
that pick
Or-
He doesn't want to sit, he can't, he's got all his equipment on.
or you,
If you want one of my chairs.
okay,
I'm good. I'll talk about it. Go
All
ahead,
right.
go. What can I say?
nothing. No, I'm good.
But what I was explaining is, I don't know if we're gonna have the meeting, I talked to you earlier before we started the meeting, that, I will not be here. Joe, I don't think you'll be here
Be here Wednesday.
on the first. And then Thursday would be probably the only day that us four would be together again. I don't know if we can have the meeting with you two or us three, or I'm
I,
not sure, that would be a attorney. Sure.
yeah, I opened myself up for all 4 days, so I
Okay.
will go with the flow.
Okay. There we go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Do you have any questions I can? Address those?
You have our biggest budget.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It stayed the same.
It's close. I think there's a marginal increase due to the cost of, well, really everything going up. That we try and account for, but for the most part, everything is within, $40. Do you have the figures for last year? I have, some general figures from last year, yes.
And I've got them here too, in my,
Well, you've got 1,273,001 or 801. 801.95.
That's your total budget for this year, right?
For this year, that's what's projected, and last year it was 1.173,163.
Majority of that is obviously payroll benefits.
There's some of
There's
that,
not a lot of,
A lot of it's payroll.
that's a significant chunk of it, right?
I had one,
Was there a contract negotiation on an increase for next year?
That's still in the works to be approved. And we'd like to get that completed.
Is it being worked on at this time or did it stop?
My understanding is it's been agreed by both parties, it just needs to be.
Agreed to by the labor attorney.
Yes.
Yeah, supposedly it's fair.
I do see that there's an increase in payroll, so is that part of that? For the projection, or is that,
That should be part of it.
it's not additional,
Correct.
no new positions,
No,
just a raises and what you're doing now. I had a question on donation income, $1,500. That's in the revenue side.
yeah, let me try and find it.
What's his name? What about it?
that's what you take it. Billion.
Oh, okay.
What do you know?
It was an income and donation income, $1,500. I just want, is that like towards maybe leftover money for canine or someone donation in someone's name? It just wasn't explained.
There you go.
Oh, that one up there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that lonely,
Typically, it's things that are donated to the police department, usually canine or juvenile, things
Okay.
like that, so, you're on track with that.
and then we have the office supplies at 37,000, so that's for gas.
We don't go through that much office.
No,
So, yeah, just like with everybody else, there's supplies of various forms, so our general office supplies are included in that, but that also happens to have janitorial supplies, our firearms budget is within their vehicle supplies. The clothing and uniform allowance. That level. Medical lab types of supplies, gas and oil, for the generators and for the squads. That's the majority of it.
And then, just like repairs and maintenance, you're looking at 32 grand, that's out of the squads, right?
It's,
Keeping those guys running,
we're running 24/7.
Yeah.
Right, so,
Yeah.
that's the squad, but it's also including other equipment, for maintenance, whether it's office equipment, that we use on a daily basis, any kind of items that we use for our job, they require maintenance and replacement.
anything in here for body cams soon on the horizon, budgeted in,
Not this time.
okay. Yeah,
Give me just.
oh yeah, well,
Last year, so.
I just ask it. Didn't see anything else, capital expense. You should have, some kind of system,
Yeah.
want to have you have the best equipment out there.
Yeah, we do have a recording system, digital recording system for squads.
Yeah.
Any questions I have, I probably would have to ask Tony Meeks, our comptroller treasurer, but other than that, pertaining to this, I do not have any questions.
Has anybody ever talked about getting body cams?
No, okay, mentioned we have digital.
Yeah, I know that.
With our squad, for that record video and audio. And then we also have our.
Well, the squad record video.
Yes,
Okay. It's a step forward.
yeah, so, and we've had that for quite some time.
Yeah. Thank you. Joe?
I have no question.
Hey, appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks a bunch.
Fire department. I'm gonna sit.
You go right.
Yeah, you can. Thank you.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mike.
Which word? H-E-I-G-H, capital H, capital I,
Hi.
H.
I hit the Siri button.
Yeah.
You're better not go on that.
Siri, complete the budget. Thank you.
Yes.
To make it easy for you, last year's budget was 209,000 and we're only at 206,400 this year. So we went down about 3,000 dollars. Some went up, some items went up, some items went down,
We thank you for that.
so. Increase was maintenance on trucks. We went up to 55,000. Payroll, we asked for.
You went down? Or did you?
No, we did, well, overall budget went down $3,000. Payroll and
Marginally up.
marginally up. Maintenance is up a little bit. Other things we lowered.
And my question,
Lots of office supplies.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
we have 10 different categories now.
30 grand.
Yeah,
And then also my, for payroll, the 87,500. Does that count for the paid on call firefighters? Is that lumped in there? Is that for?
we don't have paid on call. It's just when you're there, the first hour and after that.
Okay.
And
Is that,
it's also,
is that
that's in there.
Okay.
Also, our captains get a salary, our lieutenants get a salary, the chiefs get a salary. And our secretary gets a salary. That's all I need.
And then my other question was with the age of our equipment that's in the house down there on Oregon Street. I know the pumpers are 20 years, right? 20 years
Getting
old.
there, yeah, 25 on
The
one,
ladder truck is how old?
33.
That was old when we bought it.
And the other, and the used.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff, $55,000. You think that's gonna be? I'm just asking because
We went up, it was 7,500, we went to almost 10,000 a vehicle. For the 5 major and then 5,000 for the chief's car, the boat and the UTV. So,
Once upon a time, we had like a chart,
yep,
and with the depreciation of approximately how long that equipment is going to last, and you put a little bit of money away.
when you guys stop putting away money, we give you a 25-year plan. And basically it was every 5 years, you would buy a new piece of apparatus and that apparatus would be good for 25 years.
Okay.
We stopped doing that. Nobody follows it, we submit it. I'd have to look to see when we submitted it
I know,
last.
I was wondering whatever happened to that.
Well, when we got that used ladder truck, that was in 2018, that was supposed to be a 5-year fix,
Okay,
okay?
We had it before 2018.
Well, I just take that back, it was due in 2018.
To be replaced.
right,
We did bought in 2008,
right.
and that was a 5-year fix, and now we're going on year 15 with
I
that.
know.
08 is the new,
That's when we bought it.
the new,
Yeah, the new
plus, the new ladder.
newer than what we had. Yeah.
I remember the old one.
There was some paperwork out there that they had a new ladder truck in here, but I see it's not in there now. So, on this piece of paper. So I don't know if that's gonna be under the 5-year.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I know, Chief Marks is proactive and you guys are very proactive. And I know it's a need, and that's why I was asking why there wasn't a ladder truck on there or any kind of incremental.
The preliminary sheet from Tony had a 1.3 million for the ladder truck in 2024 and 800,000 in 2026. That is not, well, hang on, Brad's calling, maybe, yeah. Yes, I'm up talking to him.
Yeah, Brad's watching us.
So we can hear, that's why I bring everyone up. So we have Chief Marks on the phone.
He says the ladder truck was from, yeah, he says you can't get on Zoom. The ladder truck was from 2013.
Okay.
And it was a 5-year fix.
Yeah, be replaced in 18.
I remember that one. And it broke down the very next year.
Yeah, that's right.
This year. Put a brand new ladder truck now, it'd be almost. Brad said he did have 1.3, he emailed the comptroller and he has not gotten back.
Okay,
So we did submit it, it was on some paperwork, but
okay.
it's not on this.
So for the record,
Stuff needs to be replaced.
on, Fund 45, which should be, if I look through the old records, would be capital improvements, 145. So the chief, asked for a 1.5 or
For
1.3
an area
million.
purchase, whether it's new or used,
Correct.
for that amount.
And it's more sites on the ladder
Yes,
than anything else right now.
Yep.
And then that's for 2020 for this year we're talking about. And then also, I heard another $800,000.
That was 2025 or
2026.
6 for
For an engine.
engine.
Okay,
Okay,
to replace each engine,
I just hung up on
and then we probably would go. We do 2 years or 3 or,
it.
I've been using.
The problem is you're gonna run into the thing that the stuff's gonna be all old, you're gonna have to buy all new.
right, and that's where we're at.
And that's-
45 now.
I think
Sorry.
we're 3 years.
Okay, he's on speakerphone. So when did you submit for engine? That was 26?
I have a 5-year plan that was originally supposed to be followed. We've submitted it to every council. I've been introducing it since 2013. And it's been repeated and put on the back burner. It's been submitted to every single finance, the director of finance or whatever they officially are called. And it just goes away. I don't know what's happening to it. We've requested several times that the ladder truck be put on and it's never put on. This year, Alderman Roger Smith actually came to the fire department, spent almost 2 hours there. And we were going to work on it together, and he resigned before we had the meeting with the mayor. I met with the mayor and them and explained that we have to do something with the ladder truck. A new one's 1.8 million, and I requested 1.3 because we're fine with going with a used ladder truck. We can find one for 1.3 million, hopefully within, just a short amount of time that it's been used. So we could probably get 20 to 23 years, hopefully, out of that truck. We have got to do something where we get all the equipment back onto a 5-year plan, or we're gonna have it where all the equipment's gonna be over 25 years old here within the next 5 years. And that'll be disastrous because all of the equipment will need to be replaced at the same time. So I would recommend that we start with the ladder truck, and then at the next capital improvement, we replace the oldest engine, which is going to be 2964, which is a 1998. So that's 25 years old this year. By that time, it's going to be 27 years old.
I think,
Questions about that, John?
I think we need,
They're talking among themselves.
well, I'm gonna talk loud enough so everybody can hear. I think we need to pay more attention to this and not make any decisions yet.
Well, yeah.
But because I remember the stuff be carried forward and it just like went to the wayside.
Alderman Olson is talking about when we used to submit the 25-year plans.
Yeah.
And that we submitted them. And when was the last time we submitted that?
I've submitted one every single year when we have every year. Somebody's seen it. I've submitted it over and over and over. The last time that any action was taken at council was when Councilmember Toner was still on the council. How long ago that was, and no action was taken. It was just tabled and nothing happened.
We have to pay more attention to that.
We submit it, but you don't see it. Somehow.
Or nobody gets back to you or goes off. All right,
Well, Brad, I appreciate your phone call. Thanks for watching tonight.
Sure.
I appreciate what you do.
Guys, if you need anything else, just call me back, let me know, Don.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys, appreciate
Yeah.
everything.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, we'll see you, bye-bye.
We're gonna have to readdress.
I know what happened to them. We got an austerity program that we started how many years back,
What program?
you know, between Bob Smith and Rob Bell. The whole increase in taxes. Unless you increase taxes, you can't, you know, we're hand bent by property. We can't, you know, we can't expand or anything.
Okay,
So the only thing that we're gonna be able to do is one of these days, we're gonna just have to fight the bullet and raise the tax. It's just that simple.
it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right.
But this would be a.
Anything else? Anything else for the fire department or?
No? Unless you have questions?
Okay.
I don't have any questions.
Oh, so, yeah, we do need to.
So you just,
Listen, I think this is something we can discuss, but maybe at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Get on the
So-
agenda.
Okay.
There is a,
Need for a letter.
yes, and Act 12 does allow for you to increase your tax levy or something beyond what you normally could, so that you can temporarily increase taxes to have revenue without having to borrow as much.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're gonna have to look into that, and it's kind of late, but this might be a good opportunity to dig into that.
Okay. All right.
I got a shovel.
So- obviously, we're noting the importance of the ladder truck and we're at 1.3 million. So just for the record that I'd have that on there. It's gonna be talked about
And
and,
And down the line, yeah.
Yeah.
and a decision made
Yeah.
sooner than later and not being swept under the carpet.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
thanks,
you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
God, take care.
Yep, have a good day. Let me know when you wanna go to Popeyes.
You got it.
You guys
I like
anything else?
Popeyes too.
There you go.
Yeah, bring me some back.
That used to be good chicken.
Oh, years back. Oh my God, that's where I always went.
Dynamite.
Yes. Thank you. Mike.
Yeah, no
How
worries.
are you, my dear?
I'm good, I'm good. So, just a little bit of background for us. We're a little bit different than the rest of your departments in that we have a revenue stream. So when you see our budget is increasing and increasing by over $100,000 this time, you're also seeing the revenue stream that will increase as well. So our numbers are up. We don't really control any of that because ours is based on calls for service. And our calls for service is large. So those numbers are, costs are going up. You have to have a payroll to go along with that, insurance, professional services, all of that goes along with it. But our revenue stream also goes up. I tend to be conservative on our revenue stream. Because I don't like surprises. So our revenues every year have been historically more than what I projected to be. That comes with a caveat though. That's very much controlled about what happens in our country. So if people can't pay their bills, guess which bills are not paid? They don't pay their medical bills. So, we haven't had that problem in a very long time, but that's something for everyone to be aware of. The service we have to have. And I don't expect that to happen currently, but there's a lot of things going on in our nation that could change things for us. So for us, you'll see the two big things are capital improvements. Last year, council approved $2 million for a change in EMS buildings. We're out of space. We have no more room. We are packed to the gills.
Maxed out.
Yeah, we are maxed out and our building is old. The city electrician will tell you that our building needs to be done. So we're either gonna put bad money into that building or we're gonna move forward with the new building. We don't need, if you've seen Jackson's building, absolutely gorgeous. We're not looking for a large, beautiful stone facade. We're looking for a pole building that has a nice training space, that has room for bedrooms and things like that. So that's where our $2 million was last year, expected to be hopefully around that month. It was $1.4 million when we got our first quote 2 years ago. And we had Keller kind of give us a rough overview by square footage, they tell you a price, so. That is what you see in our capital improvements, plus the $150,000 payment that will be for the ambulance. That should have been delivered this year, that won't be delivered until next year, so that's the additional.
Have you been looking around for a building?
What's that?
Have you been looking around for a building?
We had Keller start with us, and then we kind of had all kinds of changes here at City Hall, and so.
So, okay, maybe my memory's not precise, but wasn't there a piece of land once upon a time up somewhere around Meadowcraft?
Well, yeah, and actually that was what we talked about initially. This mayor initially was gonna have Parks have a building up at the Tag Center. He's thinking about changing that to have EMS have a building by the Tag Center and have Parks probably go into our full facility is what my understanding is. Without, I don't want to speak for him, but that's a conversation that we potentially had. I think that that's a very good location for us because we can shoot out TW in any direction and still get to anywhere in town. So like I said, we don't need a front row of the city. Love Jackson's fire department and EMS and City Hall. But that's not what we need. We need a facility that we have a good training facility and that we can get places quickly that we serve for territories. And so that is not a bad idea. That's what he mentioned that to me. So I'm hoping the mayor will have more to say about that.
So as long as we still have a fire department here, is there talk of combining at one time? All right, at some time in the future?
Then you're
There's
gonna
always a
have to build a new building for both then, because the fire department doesn't have room for anything at their place.
No, I mean, you'd have to build a new building no matter
Yeah, we've
what.
actually talked about that last year about having
Yeah,
essential services, so having police, fire and EMS have a building together. That's gonna be substantially more, but again, you can share training space. So I mean, that is something that I did bring forward. And I did have discussions with the other departments. So I mean, that is something that the council will need to decide, but we need to make a decision. If
Yeah.
we're going to, what was approved was the $2 million for the EMS. So, but I don't think it's a bad idea,
Is
because
there a room out there by the tag center for a dual building like that?
I think so. One of the other spots I think of, in fact, I live on Emmer Street, so I drive by it every day on the way home from work. And I think, even that green space that is in front of the dog park, that is a very large open green space, and that's, possibility of having a city center there for emergency
wagon
services. What's that?
Yes.
Yeah, in front of the wagon tag, yeah. If you drive by there, that is a massive open green space.
That is a big space.
It is a very big space.
would you find it more beneficial there or that land up by Meadowcraft?
Well, I think the fire department might have a bigger problem with the land by Meadowcraft being on so far.
Well, we have constraints on response time too, so we gotta be
Yeah.
careful. Otherwise, you gotta have a second
Mm-hmm.
station.
Okay, makes sense.
So, I mean, for us, we serve outside territory. They only serve
Right.
city territory, but we serve townships and villages. And so our response area is different than theirs and they have to do it by their ISO standards.
Okay.
Would the tag center be centrally located in the region?
I don't think so.
No?
What we would probably have to do is possibly go into another building with like one unit. And then the rest would go out. But I don't know exactly, I think it's ISO that you have to respond in so many minutes to your farthest of your city limit.
I
So
understand.
now we're gonna be going on the northwest corner, we're gonna have trouble making it to the southeast corner.
Gotcha.
So that's where our big expenses are. The second big expense, and it's not a big expense, it's actually a very small expense, is I did make a recommendation to the mayor. Julie is our only full-time city employee. I will never be a full-time city employee, although I'm a department head. My retirement, as we talked about, is, imminent. It is happening. And so we have been working. We've been, and who knows, right? Only the Lord knows where we're gonna go with this. But, we've been very much working on a transition plan. She has been in training. She's doing spectacular, but it's gonna take more than Julie to be able to run the EMS. So our second person that I am recommending to take over as not January of next year, but consider starting in July of next year is adding a second full-time position. And I'm recommending that Devin Selnall, who's already in the position with maintenance and covers with us at meetings and everything else, I'm recommending that we start in July 1st, having a second full-time position, because I intend to transition within that next year of not being here anymore. The thing that you have to keep in mind is that Devin already puts in between 20-25 hours a week in. So that's already in his EMS call time. That's already in his steward hours. So it's not like you would be fully funding another position. You're looking at a half position if you put that full time. So you're
How
not,
long are you intending on being here?
2025 right now is my goal to be out.
I don't understand.
Serious agreeing. Yeah, 2025 right now is my plan. I don't know what God's plan is, but that is my intent, is that by fall of 2025 that I'm retired. My husband retired this year, and so I'm hoping to follow suit.
As I asked the fire department, you have $16,500 for repairs and maintenance. Is that enough?
It is, because again, we're a little bit different in another aspect in that I have contracts, something we came up with years and years ago. And that by city ordinance, the contract funds go into a savings account and those funds roll. So like last year, I had to spend over $12,000 in ambulance repairs. That did not come out of the city budget. That came out of those contracted funds. So we have a savings account. And that's how we purchase an ambulance as well. We'll pay $100,000 out of that savings account for that ambulance that we're taking $150,000. That's actually $250,000. But $100,000 will come from that savings account. And then if I need additional funds for repairs, I'm not using next year's contract funds. So again, we'll have $37,000 in that savings account that should we need additional unplanned ambulance repairs, we'll be able to take that money from that savings account.
Perfect, smart money. And then payroll and benefits, that's about $500,000. It's
Yep.
pretty much where you're at.
Yep.
What, my other question too, intergovernmental income, we talked about, that's subcontracting for other
Yes.
cities?
Yep.
Now, do you see, with your tenure and experience, do you see us as Mayville EMS more potential or more revenue
Yes.
out there?
In fact, I'll come to you in November. I usually do it after you do the budget because we've got a lot of numbers going on right now. But I already have the quotes from, what we do is we do comparison every year to what other agencies are charging about like size as we are. So I already have those numbers and reports from the state of Wisconsin. We never want to be the highest one charging our people. We always try to stay somewhere in the middle. And because of all the expenses going up, nationwide, you're seeing a lot of these numbers go up. So I will be making recommendations for our fees, our scheduled fees to go up, and you'll see that in November. So those numbers, when I say I'm being conservative on what our revenue stream will be, that doesn't include what I'm going to recommend to you for increases. So you'll see those numbers in November.
Can you tell me more about professional services last year?
Professional services is all kinds of different things. So it can be, we have we are one of the only EMS services that has our own run service. Image Trend, we have our own actual programming. So that's one of the most expensive contracts. That reports, we're required to report electronically into the state awards database. A lot of services report directly in that service, but it doesn't fit our needs as much as our custom account does. So that a lot of that funding goes there. Our life packs are very expensive. So our maintenance and professional services for programming and downloading the latest version, things like that, that's extra costs is there. So that's where our professional services come in.
Okay,
And then also,
was it bundled?
yep, it's all bundled.
All right, it went from 49 something to, it was 52,
Yep.
50 last.
Yep, it's bundled, and then also, because we also have a collection service, so they get paid, it's about $3,500 a month.
Okay.
That's their portion of our billing services.
Sorry. I don't have any more questions. Anybody else? Right, so as a note. Building new place. And that should have happened yesterday.
Yep.
was packed when I was there, whenever that was, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's definitely seen its better days.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it's more fiscally responsible for the city to do police, fire and EMS, because again, we can share training rooms, we can share lots of facilities. You know, that is something that we're definitely open to, and we had those conversations initially with those other department heads. And then we did get just the 2 million approved by the last council for our building.
You're still back to back with like a line, right? Share some space right now.
Alliance is now out of there, so Parks
Oh,
uses the other side of our building. So I mean, the building itself, if we're not gonna sell it, I think we can sell it. Fine, but I think Parks also, I think they would like to have that building. So it would give them the space that they need. But we have 3 more bays, so they would have more room. I won't be here tomorrow night, picking my mom
I
from the
don't know if
airport.
any of
hoping to
us
have
will.
dinner.
No, you, like I said earlier, you don't have to be, if you talk to us tonight, right?
Right, I mean, I think the big thing for us is gonna be just, we're having a conversation and then being able to get the. Whatever these.
Your breakdowns, yeah, the sickage stuff that we don't have.
Yeah, we can bring that.
But
No, that's not.
like I said before, that this has changed so much.
Right.
Mayor Belk started having the mayor's budget. He started, used to be for years, I've been here a really long time, so I'm really dating myself, but it used to be for years and years and years, we'd go over every budget item. And Mayor Belk came up with a system, which was a much improved system, where he went through every budget item and then he presented the mayor's budget. And then you guys could go through and ask questions, but typically you would go through and approve it. And then if you had something you didn't approve, you'd say, we're gonna put this particular item on the parking lot. And then you'd have a list of, a dozen things that you would discuss and review.
It
And
seems smoother to me, but that's me.
right,
Well, every mayor has their little twist of everything.
yep,
That's every
absolutely.
person that walks in, every
Yep.
CEO that runs the
Everybody's got a
city.
different idea.
Yeah.
So, and I've been here for them all.
Right.
Right. Thank you,
Hey,
ladies,
thank
so
you.
much.
For what you do, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're always waiting, aren't you? Everybody's taking a nap.
No, I'm just thinking to hear all these other, it's interesting.
All right. Oh, this was the last year. They gave us a new one in place. We gotta go by this.
So to be clear, do you want us department heads back on Thursday when you're trying to finalize things and have?
The only thing we need is the breakdown from sickage. I guess we can look line by line and do our own little, I guess, special finance budget. Or junior mayor's budget or something like that.
We need to have anybody here for that.
No,
There's a bunch of items that are not here, but.
yeah, we're missing some other stuff, but it's not pertaining to anything big like EMS or fire. So I appreciate you and appreciate the time.
Okay.
Yeah, if we need you, I will reach out to the mayor or I'll can send a letter or email or call.
I'll call you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Channels.
Okay.
So don't worry about Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
You see somebody running behind your ambulance, you know, it's one of us.
Bye. Okay.
So we're
Thanks for
talking
waiting
about.
again.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes, thank you. Awesome library. It
It's-
rocks.
Yes, thank you to the community for all their donations and for the Ted and Grace Bachhuber Foundation. It's really a gem, I think, a gem for the community. People are
Right.
coming from out of town and talking about it, and it's seen such use in the first days. I see so many faces that I haven't seen before. And it's not that they're just walking in and walking around, they're going in and using it. The study rooms are being in constant use already.
That's great.
I mean, I've seen groups of students, I've seen homeschool families use this study rooms. Students that are younger, students that are older, it's just really, it's
Well, I'm gonna have a couple of ladies give me a special tour at the next, when is that, November what? Something coming up.
November 11th.
November 11th.
Yes,
Is the open house.
yes, that's,
So-
and I'll be there.
So don't miss out. If you're tuning in tonight, get out there to the library. It's
I love
beautiful.
cake.
It's phenomenal.
It is.
You like cake?
Thank you.
No comment.
Can't you tell? Okay, moving on. All right.
So, some of the increases would be office supplies, as usual, is not office supplies. That's actually, the books, the materials. And for an agreement, a contract that the city entered into with that they would take over the materials budget. So for years, the Barkeeper Foundation has been donating funds to purchase the materials. So the vast majority of funds for, I don't even know how long time, has been purchased through those donations. But after they built this beautiful new library, then the city had agreed to take over that. So that was $30,000 for the materials. They took a little bit of it over last year, but we were only, for 2023, but we were only supposed to be open for a short period, so it was prorated. And then there's maintenance. So that first one is, the first office supplies is actually the books and AV. And then janitor supplies, and then we had a line item for just, supplies. And that was kind of all bunched up together into office supplies. It should be collection.
Would you be able to, email us your report that we didn't get?
Right, I've done it all, yeah, separately.
Okay. We really appreciate that.
And library's kind of a different animal than.
A different entity.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that didn't understand how the city built a brand new spanking library, but that was all donated.
All donated.
All donations, no tax dollars whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
With the understanding and agreement to the Bachhubers that the proceedings of the proceeds of the old library on Main Street goes to the Bachhuber Foundation once we sell it.
Well, actually, it goes to paying off the final bills.
Correct.
Because the Barkeeper Foundation cannot receive
can't
money,
take
they can
money.
only give money.
So that's where we're at. I just wanted to make that out and be transparent about where the money came from. And then where the new, or if someone heard the old library is for sale, that it's gonna be for sale and it's gonna go back for the funds that were left over for the building, the new library.
Right, to pay off the final
Correct.
bills. Yeah.
So, just to get that out.
One other
Thank you.
thing.
No, cause there's a lot of questions about the library. How do we build it? You know, why they're so expensive, why they have such a big fireplace, but I hate to get off on that
Yeah,
tangent.
you go ahead and finish. I just have one question.
I want- Go ahead.
All right, so we're supposed to be getting a new phone system, and I just found this out late this afternoon. So, I guess all the city stuff is supposed to be switching over.
Not all of it.
What?
Boy,
Not all of it.
Well, the police department, not,
And the library,
the library's not gonna be on it.
We started this process, of course, of deciding on systems and, all sorts of things way back last year.
Right,
And we get substantial, savings working through getting teach lines. So we get
Okay.
our internet is only $1,200 a year for all of our internet.
right.
But the we have voice over IP now. When we were getting it, I approached, I don't remember who I talked to, is this something that somebody might be interested in? But we ended up just going ourselves and doing it, so I didn't know that the city, at that point, that the
Okay.
city might be interested in doing that.
I just noticed that on this new one from last year's budget, I was just gonna ask, and Christine kind of said, no, the library wouldn't be part of that, Christine. Okay. So
Yeah, not at this point, so they had a different system.
The IT guy said that they can always add down the line, so it
Mhm.
might be open to you.
That might, definitely, and I did talk to him, and he has some of our equipment that we have. would be able to be transferred to their services the same type. So that's something we could do in the,
Okay,
possibly in a year or so.
that's my only question.
Okay.
The quality, the IT from our library system investigated different services and got feedback on different services. And, the one that we went with, Bashenda, was supposed to be very high quality, and from my experience with the last couple of weeks, it's very clear.
Did you get any more estimates for the maintenance?
For that, yes,
Talked to
I've
what?
had, no, I reached out to like 6, I've had four walkthroughs or 5 walkthroughs for the cleaning maintenance, yes.
You got,
I'm expecting 2 quotes this week, but they're all pretty much in line. The 2 that I have already are in line, and the other ones for verbal questions would fall in around the same rate.
okay, just to give us a rough figure
Rough figure would be 33 to 36,000.
a year.
Mhm. And that's what the maintenance, the professional services, that's the majority of that, but they also put data processing supplies in with that, so it's not really.
Okay,
So
And-
what is under the repairs and maintenance line then?
Okay, so the repairs and maintenance is actually, maintenance is about $5,000. Let's see, maintenance is almost 6,000 was the estimate of that would be. But the other part is the maintenance from the library system. We have to pay a fee for them to maintain all the network and all the integrated library systems that work throughout, and that's over 13,000. So they combine the maintenance of the physical facilities in with the maintenance of all our systems.
That makes sense, because I just thought it seemed like a lot for a brand new building.
Yeah, yeah.
The old building we had, the janitor that came in part-time and was around 8,000, right?
Yeah, I mean, 6 to 8,000, but
Now
6,
you're
yeah.
looking at probably 33 to 36,000 to maintain that building. But it's a big animal to maintain.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, I mean, the staffing we have is nowhere, I mean, if the clean person can come in, we could go and do the bathroom. We had 2 stalls in our bathroom and now, in our building, and now we have upstairs to service people downstairs and the family bath and, so
You got a lot
it's
of
just not
faults.
tenable
Yep.
to have our staff fill in, it's not something we could do in that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's, because of the way it's broken down on here, it's
Yeah.
hard to know what all of it is, that's all.
So you said, real quick question, I did look at the $47,000 for the utility expense. It's a new library, so we're probably LEED certified, and I mean, we have the best of the best high back stuff in there. Is that where it should be? 47 grand?
Yeah,
Heat and
actually,
air
the one
conditioning?
thing that I think I might have underestimated water, because I talked,
Water's very expensive.
yeah, so I think I'm actually under, by up to $3,000 for that, but some of these were based on initial estimates.
So you're talking 50,000 maybe?
Yes,
Okay.
closer to 15,000 it should be.
Problem with
And
the water department thing is that, they didn't know that we had a sprinkling system in the new library. And because of the sprinkling system, the overall cost is gonna go up probably $3,000 or $4,000.
sure.
Oh,
And then,
So it might be even more than I thought, because originally they really were the estimates that we had projected back in 2018 when costs were much less, were way low, yeah.
You're talking about now.
so
Yeah.
we can create actually, you said the professional services is 37,175, $37,000. Basically, that's for cleaning, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having an outdoor outside service come in, we could actually hire in-house.
Yeah, but we could do that, but from what I've heard from a variety of directors, that has been a very difficult thing, and keeping staff,
Okay,
training them and keeping them
sure.
has been extremely difficult. I
Sure.
myself had a job opening and I had 1 applicant. So we would need a substantial number of hours. We have that big turnover. And I think that might be something, a lot of cities and villages have a company that do all their buildings. It's not uncommon. So
Which
that's
we
something.
don't,
What's
which
that?
we don't right now.
Yeah, we don't, but I know I've heard things that. it's
Just a-
hard when you have the staff turnover to meet the basic level.
Sure. To get, yeah,
And this would give consistency. And like I said, we don't have anybody that could just jump in and fill in.
but we can also hire part-time also, right? You do a part-time cleaner? For
Yeah,
like-
we
We have people on board now?
no,
What-
we don't have somebody on board. We
No
just
one.
had somebody that
Okay,
wants to, and who finished. She doesn't want to continue.
she doesn't want to, or,
Mhm.
oh, okay.
So
And then
now
what do
we
you,
basically, for the last month since we've been in there, because there's still been construction going on.
sure,
Um,
who's been cleaning then?
the, Findorf has been calling in the cleaners because there's still been some construction
Uh-huh.
going on, and we have one left. After that, we have to find
Figure it
something
out.
quick.
Sure,
Yeah.
and then, how many full-time do you have? Just one,
Two,
two, full-time positions? You and,
and the circulation manager, Lucas.
okay. Is there room for, you guys got a lot, well, you got a bigger library to cover. Is there room for part-time people, part-time positions you see down the road as a leader and,
In terms of what, actually, we want to add one more programming assistant, but it wouldn't be paid through the city budget. It's going to be paid through money that we get from the county for reimbursement.
okay,
So we do pay it, some of our staff is paid from the reimbursement
right,
from the county.
right. But you don't see if you even, like, even an extra, like two part-timers or not, I'm just asking.
You mean for our basic services or? we have-
Yeah, basic,
Our
yeah.
cleaning now?
No,
No, we're not talking about.
Okay.
cleaning's totally
Oh,
different.
yeah, I mean, I think, just now, just to provide, I have to say the staff has just been really pushing and doing an excellent job, but you can only do that for so long.
Right,
So that increase in, the public knowledge and public understanding of the services that we have, all that is because of staff constantly working at it. And then we have, all of our programs have increased, but running our programs, managing our programs is our youth librarian, who works on average 20 to 25 hours a week. To offer the kind of programming we have, you really need to have more. So that's, programs assistant is something that I'm just about to put that out there. I think we just put it on our website tonight. We need somebody to take up and help with that, because the
Discuss
community
it,
wants it.
discuss it with the board.
Yes, the board's already approved,
Discuss it,
the
yeah.
board has already approved that, because they've already,
That's right.
they already approved that.
that's all I wanted, that's all I have been questions for, I don't have anything else really.
No,
I just wanted to know where you were, and you got a beautiful facility, and I'm very excited for you, and I'm very excited for Mayville.
I can't wait to see it. I wasn't going well the grand opening,
Oh, I'm sorry.
so I stayed away. Just in case. It turned out to be everything was okay, but you got a sore throat, you stay home, so.
Well, there's the 11th for you to come.
There you go.
Right.
Thank you.
Chris is tired. We gotta wrap this up so we can get some sleep. We'll hurry.
I'm with her.
that's pretty
Yeah.
right?
She's tired, I can tell. All right, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Agenda.
All right, so are we done for tonight?
Hold on,
Oh, we got
sorry.
We're good.
thank you.
Only had
Thank you,
it.
Jennifer.
You are welcome. Thank you.
Are we, didn't Stitcher, somebody offered, to, oh no, it was MSA. Offered to,
They didn't offer anything, they get
They
a
were
chance to talk
supposed to
about it.
be on last Wednesday by Zoom, I thought.
that's right, and they didn't stick around.
No, they didn't wanna go in they wanted to go into closed session, and we didn't go into closed session.
No,
last
we're
time.
talking about two different things. Sikich, the woman who was helping with this budget was supposed to attend by Zoom last
I don't
Wednesday.
think so.
But it
I
didn't
don't think
happen.
so.
Let's go number 9.
Number 9,
City
Yeah,
clerk.
city clerk, what are we gonna do with that? It's being advertised now.
Yeah, what,
ask our deputy clerk who's asking, or
our acting
the
clerk,
city clerk.
what's happening there, Chris?
Well, are we just looking at the budget part of it?
It's the
Right now.
budget. I
Yeah,
wasn't
just
involved
stick to
with
the
that,
plan.
that would be the mayor and Tony.
Okay, I'm gonna put a question mark, 'cause I don't know what this means. To be continued.
Yeah.
Oh, they put the year page together,
Mhm.
okay, and I think then we should just postpone that until we,
Yep,
Move
So-
we adjourn.
When are we
I-
meeting
We
again,
need
guys?
to know
We
what's
got-
happening.
we need to, before we adjourn,
Mhm.
What do we need?
I don't think we can meet the next 2 days, because you're not
I'm not here
available.
tomorrow, not available,
I'm not available Wednesday,
so that's,
so I think Thursday, so next meeting Thursday,
So next Thursday, this Thursday,
right?
all right, you guys should tell me where to be and I'll be there.
I don't think we can legally meet, so November 2nd will be our next meeting.
At 6.
November 2nd at 6 P.M. We're gonna have a City of Mayville Finance Committee special meeting agenda of the whole. With a lot of mouthful,
Yeah.
wasn't it? November 2nd is our next meeting, our special meeting. And then we need to, obviously address utilities that was not here tonight,
Right.
and the DPW, we need them here on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then city clerk would be a representative from Sickich, or would, or maybe
That-
Tony,
Tony.
Tony, we can ask for numbers with Tony.
Um,
So hopefully he can make that. I don't know, Christine, if he's okay, is he all right?
It's fine,
Okay,
but I won't be here Thursday.
I
Okay.
will. I will send out a follow-up request, for the Sigich breakdowns that they have, and see if that can be emailed out to all of us.
All right,
I mean, obviously, they gotta do that individually, but we can have that, so we can review that, would be nice.
Chris, there probably isn't any need for you to be here on Thursday anyways, but if Tony could be here, that would be nice.
Hopefully that's the plan.
can you let us know or not? All right. Because we would need Tony here too.
Yeah.
For the questions of the city clerk.
Great. Yep. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
I gotta pack up. I forgot your first name. Sure.